Ellis.
Scott is live right now. He's telling me a bunch of things about his portfolios here.
So tomorrow, a friend of mine runs a home for adults with developmental disabilities. I guess is what you would say. And he contacted me, and one of their residents is an artist and wants to draw comic books or likes to draw comic books. And so he said, "Well, can you bring some art?" Because they wanted to see some of my art. And so I was kind of looking through trying to find a portfolio that would be good. And this one's good. This is it doesn't have any Heaven's Reject stuff, but this is, so I was looking through this. I got them all sitting here under my desk, and I was looking through it trying to see what was in here. And there's some pretty good stuff in here. Nothing that's ever got me a job, but that's neither here nor there. This
Which
was
is
my
kind of
sample.
amazing. You just basically, I don't know, you didn't send it to the right spots, I guess. You only wanted
I
marble.
guess not.
You've had plenty of
Well,
work, but you got to
yeah.
understand.
Well,
I mean, at the top, the very top. That's why it's the top. Everybody is.
what's funny about that is, I mean, I apply for stuff all the time, and they're like, well, no, and I don't know because I look at there's plenty of independents, and I'll draw something. I mean, I
Well,
draw
I mean,
something for
I
not
would do
much
that.
money, but
I would do that. Sending off portfolios. I'd look at something that I consider just awful artwork, and I said, "Oh, I can do equal to that." And of course,
well,
that won't get you hired. You know.
no, yeah. Well, it's okay. So this here, this is a completely different style than my normal style.
Uh huh.
And I was actually wondering where this was at because I wanted to look at it because uh, Antarctic Press is looking for we're looking for artists for stuff. And this was drawn. I mean, this didn't take me nothing to draw. I mean, I don't know if you can tell that by looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's drawn in a real. I was trying to emulate kind of a cartoon style, little 3-page thing I did, and it was fun, and so I want to emulate it, but I don't want it to look like this.
Yeah.
This is the little story. It's basically like, there's these bad guys. They're here. They're counting money. The hero breaks through. Stuff flies everywhere. There's some action. They fight. Now that guy grabs a bat and whacks her in the back of the head with a bat. Now that was the end of mine. What's funny is that little script was originally a Daredevil story that I did, and he hits him in the head with the bat. I mean, just that plot, just that basic plot was Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Hits him in the head. The guy drags him out on this balcony and is going to throw him off the balcony. So the final page is him. He does not throwing him, which maybe I should have made him throwing him. And at Wizard World Chicago, Marvel liked it enough to where their editor wanted to talk to me, but he said, "Well, I'm not going to give you a job," which I thought was kind of a crappy way to start our conversation. But he said, "I'm not going to give you a job." He said, "But I wanted to look at it." And he goes, "I want, keep in touch and keep sending me stuff." And
Mm-hmm.
literally, he quit Marvel like 2 months later. He quit Marvel and it hadn't worked anywhere big since then. In fact, if anyone knows Comicsgate, this was Aubrey Sitterson, who's famous for his GI Joe stuff and all that jazz that happened with him at GI Joe. But that was Aubrey Sitterson that reviewed my portfolio and just said, "Well, no, see, I think this looks pretty. I like this page right here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a scene, man. It's
Oh
it
yeah.
tells a
I mean,
story.
tell me you don't know exactly. Yeah, you don't know exactly where that is. The only mystery about this whole story is right here is how this brazier got in the dumpster. That's the only question. And of course it's aged because it's got a payphone.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, I'm drawing, and I did. This is part. I don't know where the rest of them are. I did a story. I did a 3 or 4 page story where this guy goes in, and he's got this watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes in, and he goes in, and he's getting this icy or a big gulp or whatever. Oh, 7-Eleven. Yeah, he's getting a big gulp. And a guy comes in and robs the store, and this guy's in the back, and he presses this button on his watch, and all of a sudden this big robot just crashes through and like crushes the guy's head.
That's a fun idea. Yeah.
And
I like that. Anything with giant robots.
I mean, I drew it, and it was all like, I mean, I thought it looked really good, you know.
Giant robot mayhem is always a sell with me.
Yeah.
In fact, you could have a comic called Giant Robot Mayhem, and I would buy it.
So this was a Wolverine story I did, which I mean, I still kind of like. I mean, it has problems, I'll admit it, but you know,
it's under glass. That's what's good about it. I mean, you can handle it and rifle around in it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's all like that. A little cartoony Wolverine.
Oh yeah, that's a little. Yeah, that's Wolverine I did with Clip Studio or Manga Studio. I was kind of messing with it. I wanted to do the halftones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this dates it right here. Liz Oklahoma City was wife Michelle and 2 dogs. We now have 1 dog. The other dog, you know, shuffled off of this mortal coil. Anyway,
I can.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna take this tomorrow when I go.
I don't know if I.
Well,
I don't remember if I remember it.
I don't think you ever came over. No,
maybe I didn't.
I don't think you did.
But I probably saw pictures of it.
Probably.
I'm just
it was
guessing.
a black dog.
Well, maybe not. Maybe I don't remember Black Dog. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. She was very old. She was probably, when she died, she was like 18 years old.
Okay.
You know, which is like 1,000 in people years.
Lot. Yeah.
A lot. Here's a pinup I did for a wrestling anthology.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if it ever made it to the anthology. I thought it was pretty good. They asked me for a pinup, and so I did it. And I don't know. I did that wrestling anthology. In fact, loose in here. There's my role-playing game cover I did. How cool is that? Have you seen this?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I did this.
That'll get some level of color on it or something. Yeah, some digital color.
Oh yeah, it's the cover's full color. I don't think I have it down here. Hang on just a second. I may have it. Because I mean that was a pay gig. Oh, here, wait, I got it right here.
All right.
The skin tones are a little red, but
yeah, it always bugs me when the colorist doesn't really get that your decisions have to be about contrast, and they just drop.
Well, no, wait, I colored this, so whatever you complain about, I did.
Okay.
Just to be, I mean, you can keep complaining. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just telling you that you missed a chance to get really contrasty with the big tank as a shape, and with your characters, you dropped them all into the same mid-tone.
Yep. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's amazing in terms of like when we talk about appeal and stuff like that. There's just so few rules that you almost think, well, I've got to not treat myself like I only have three commandments that dictate what my art looks like. But the quicker someone just goes simple with a lot of what guides their artwork, that it be contrasty, that it that you only have one big important thing to look at, just a few things, and make all of them, almost like a checklist, like you were the Gone Girl making lists. That would make you a genius. I don't think there's anything more genius than being able to make a comprehensive list of something. I mean, that's being a programmer, basically.
I would agree. I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
If you can think of everything and put it down in list form, I think you're kind of covered for life.
Here's what I've said at work. So I used to, on Fridays, I would make a list before I left for work of everything I needed to do that day after I got off work. And I got so much stuff done, and I've gotten horrible about doing that, where I don't do the list. And I was telling Michelle the other day, I need to start making a list again. And at work, we get revisions, and it's amazing. We'll get an email, and they'll have all the revisions. Let's say if it's got like 5 revisions on an order, they'll all be in one long run-on sentence. And you have to break it apart and go, what am I supposed to change here? And there'll be incomplete thoughts. And I'm like, write me a list. And so when I have changes for somebody, like one of my artists or whatever, I will give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I know if I give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I'll number them. Number 1, change this. 2, and I do that a lot on stuff that comes back, or like stuff that they're asking me to look at. I will number it and make a list, because it's like, if you make a list, you can check it all off. I did this, this, and this. And and instead that we get crap in run-on sentences and all kinds of stuff, and it drives me up the wall. I had a rough day at work, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I clocked in at 7:15. In fact, somebody goes, "What in the world time did you get here?" And I go, 7:15. They go, "What time did you leave last night?" And I go, 5:45.
Oh boy.
I haven't checked. I think I have 40 hours over this already this week. It's been so crazy. And I told somebody at 7:30, I said, if I last to the end of the day and I'm still employed, I will consider it a miracle. Not that I would get fired, but I was just going to tell them to, stick it.
Kiss your butt.
It was, oh gosh, just one of those days. And it just got worse as it went on. And then I was told that my boss wants me to take on potentially additional responsibility. I can't go into what. And I'm just like, I'm not taking on any more responsibility without any more money,
Yeah.
And I mean, I am, and then right before I left, one of the salesperson emails me, wanted to know do you have time tomorrow for a meeting with him and the owner's daughter about badges? We do police badges. And that's kind of the owner's daughter, her kind of niche is selling police badges. And I'm like, sure. I mean, are you busy tomorrow? Yes. Am I busy Thursday? Yes. Am I busy Tuesday? Yes. I don't care what I'm busy, whatever time. Used to, when I was just an artist, I'd catch up and I had time to goof off. I ain't goofed off in 2 years, man. I haven't even gone on break this week. That's how busy I've been. But, you just have to make time for it. If the owner's daughter, who one day will be the owner of the company, wants to meet with you, sure,
It's got to happen.
Yes, of course. Well, I just have to everybody always asks me, are you busy? And I'm always busy. I just got to make time. If you need something, there's something else I'm not doing, but you've moved up to the top, and she moves up to the top by virtue of being the owner's daughter.
Yeah,
certainly.
Sure.
So I want to show you something I got this week, Ellis.
Okay.
I think you saw it on Instagram.
Probably.
This
Oh
is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
So this is okay. So this is the pencils. Ellis bought some of these based off my recommendation. These are my favorite mechanical pencils. Now I have others I use. I'm not gonna lie, but dollar for dollar, I think these are the best mechanical pencils you can buy. Would you agree with that,
I'm
Ellis?
using it right now. It's fun. It's a good pencil, and it's I'm using a 9. You got little dinky diameters,
So
right?
okay, so what? Yes. So what this is the Sharp, the 200 series. Sharp put them out in 1970. They were like drafting pencils, and that's what I like about it. One of the things I like about it, because they have a nice sleeve on them. So if you want to use a ruler with them, it's easy. And they originally released them in 4 different sizes, and they were color coded. And so there's this kind of this burgundy one that's the 203, and the 203 is a 0.3 millimeter, and then I got them out of order. The 205 is the 0.5, the
Oh,
207 is 7 or 0.7, and then Ellis has got the 9, the 209. Now these the 5, 7, and 9 are pretty easy to find around. I mean, you can buy them at Office Depot. Amazon recently, I bought the 7 and the 9. I bought a 2-pack, and I think I paid like $6 for them. The 203, you can't buy, for some reason you can't buy it in America. So if you want to buy one, you can get them on Amazon, but they're imported, and this one is like $14. So this is a collector set. You see it says since 1970.
mm-hmm.
So this is a special imprint. It's not the regular one. And the reason why I bought these is because this whole set cost me $15. So for the price of buying this, or a couple bucks more, I got all 4 of them. And so what I'll do is I'll just leave these on my desk, and these others I'll scatter to the 4 winds. But
Yeah.
these will become kind of my desk mechanical pencils. And I won't use a 3 that much. It's a 3 is pretty small to draw with. But I have drawn with a 3 before. But I mean, it's probably I can see why you wouldn't want to do it, because you're all about loose and simple. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
if I can't at some point just paint a little bit with my pencil, I'm not going to have a drawing I'm going to like.
yeah.
That's
Anyway,
it.
so that was my
Pretty
latest
cool.
thing. And yeah, I thought it's pretty well. I've been watching them, and they make one that's a collector set that they're shades of gray. It's called the Graphite Edition, but it is like $20. So I bought the cheaper one. I think that was like 16 or 15. It's like 15.50 or something like that. So I'll show you something else I got, Ella. This is
Okay.
like show and tell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I dig it.
Have you seen this?
Let's see it. Fantastic Four Full Circle by Alex Ross. Now that's got to have
Yeah.
some
So
good paintings in it. Look at
there's no
that.
painting in it.
No painting, huh?
He
Is it
he
stipple?
wrote and drew it. No, it's kind of a different style. I don't know what you'd call
That is
this.
sweet. No, I dig it. I dig it. No,
Yeah.
he's still making painterly
Oh,
notes
oh,
with
sure.
his how he inks, but it's pretty.
Well, yeah. Well, some of this is obviously like a litho crayon or something, because you can see the shading.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cool. It's
Almost.
because of my hey, yeah, my end of it said we just went out and came back in. I don't
I
know.
couldn't hear you for a second. I couldn't hear you
Yeah,
for a
I know,
second.
I know.
So
Yeah,
anyway, so I picked this up. I think it cover price is like $25. I got it online. Mine's a little damaged, but I'm gonna keep it, I think. I haven't read it because I've been busy all week, but I saw the previews online, and I thought it looked pretty cool.
Oh, you mean this is
I
new,
like.
huh?
Oh, it's brand new. It came out this week.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Alex Ross's paintings. I mean, I think he's a good painter. How cool is that? How
Yeah,
cool is that thing?
It was very
But
neat.
I like his drawing. To me, he's a great illustrator. I mean, I like his pencil drawings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has a good eye for some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but anyway, okay, that's it. Oh, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Do you have any interest in going with me to OFCON on Sunday?
It's OFCON time, huh? Well, I thought that
Yes.
was recently that already happened. I thought that happened just
You're thinking of New World
seconds.
Con.
Okay, I guess so. Okay, I'm gonna
I
say
believe
it.
so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't go on Saturday, but I'm thinking about going on Sunday.
Hmm.
If you want to
Well,
go, you can ride down there with me. I think it costs $10 to get in, maybe,
oh,
but
it does cost money, huh?
it
I was
costs
gonna say.
it costs money.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can think about it. I'll send you an
Okay,
email before, like the
okay.
day before. You can think about what you want to do or not
You
do.
know, if I didn't have a reference right in front of me, my assumption would be that the shadow wears gloves, but they're showing him with his hands bare.
Nope.
Yeah,
Well, I've seen him wearing gloves. I think
yeah, that's the
Steranko
deal.
did him wearing gloves,
Yeah, I think it would probably
but
be a natural style note on the shadow to have gloves on.
well,
So I imagine he does have gloves every now and then. Yeah.
here's the problem with the shadow wearing gloves. He wears that ring.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So if you draw him, you got to draw him with the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my shadow scrapbook.
Mm-hmm.
I think I showed you this, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah. Dig that thing.
See, he's not wearing gloves there. So no, on the pulp covers, he's not wearing gloves. See,
Yeah.
there's that ring he wears.
The pulp covers and Michael Kaluta are where you should get your style notes from about the shadow from, in my
Well,
opinion.
may I like this drawing.
What do you not? Do you think
No, I
Kaluta doesn't quite do it for
not.
you?
Well, I'm just saying, not exclusively. There's some
No.
pretty good stuff, man. Some of the drawings inside the pulps, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they were using, well, what's that paper that's got the texture in it? But
Yeah.
yeah, there's some, now in the movie he wore gloves.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be a natural thing. You'd want to
Yeah,
look at that.
hide your
Prints
tracks.
and lots of stuff. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the Alec Baldwin thing where I like the invisibility gimmicks they did. The Russell
Oh,
McKay, the video director that directed that, I think he did a stand-up, a great job on that
oh,
version of the shadow.
here's my shadow. Oh, he's wearing gloves.
Yep, yep.
I did it liney, and then I went back and added shading.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
I'm just doodling here, trying to rediscover the ability to draw. It seems like for me it happens on an intermittent
Weekly.
basis. Yeah. Hey, I was going to
Oh,
tell you,
well.
I've been kind of speed reading that book, Superhuman. Now, have you read it?
Oh, what do you think about? I haven't read all of it. I
Okay.
listened to the audiobook and then I ordered it, and I haven't cracked
Oh,
it open since I got it.
I didn't know that it had an audio book. I needed
Yeah, the
something to read
library.
anyway. Okay, my first
What
note
do you
about
think about
David
it?
Asprey is this guy. I'm fascinated by him because he obviously had a lot of issues in his life. That's his journey is what you're seeing in his books. He had a lot of health issues,
Okay.
but I guarantee you this
Yes.
guy has drank his own urine because of the things he has swallowed. He wouldn't leave out urine just for the heck of it. You know, he's all about your mitochondria and gut health. But he has swallowed
Oh yeah.
rat tapeworm larvae,
Oh yeah.
Russian batteries that he got mail order. He
Oh, I've heard of that.
has taken
See, I don't
infrared
think I.
light infrared light laser treatments that destroyed his speech center temporarily. So he's taking the arrows. You know, you say
Oh, he's a guinea pig. He
the
even at the
pioneers
beginning
take
he
the
says,
arrow, and
exactly. Pioneers always get scalped. Yeah.
and he's got to, he's got products to sell, obviously, because he's got a whole bulletproof lineup of things like
Got bulletproof coffee.
activated charcoal from coconuts. But it's interesting to read through all the stuff that you could get up to in terms of like giving this a shot. But for the most part, I think a little bit of it is what I've always felt like about a lot of supplements. A lot of it is just straight up quackery. They don't know what they're talking about, and they aren't completely sure it's doing what they claim it's doing.
Probably. Michelle and I take a lot of supplements, a lot of vitamins and stuff, though. But
I do some of his main things he mentions. I try to sweat every now and then. I don't do it enough. A guy ought to give a guy ought to give his levels up enough to sweat pretty good. And it's easy to do. You just bring it up gradually. You don't have to do it in a crazy way. And of course, I quit sugar. I exercise. I sleep pretty well. And for the most part, I eat good foods because I'm not eating out much at all. So, yeah, I think he understands health, but I just think some of the things he's doing is just because of his own mania.
Quackery.
Yeah, his own kind of semi-quackery because he can't help himself. He had such a hard life. He was basically kind of what do you call it, where you don't have a definite he had a little too much estrogen in his body. That
oh really?
Yeah. He was just a little too much estrogen rich. Had man boobs that obviously tormented him quite a bit in terms of like his
I remember talking about that.
Self-image, yeah, and and I'm sure all of the people in our audience have man boobs, so they can identify. I'm kidding. We don't have an audience. What am I talking about?
And if we did,
no, we don't now.
We're sure that none of them.
We don't.
Yeah,
now.
if we did, we don't now. Hey.
Yeah.
So anyone that has left our show will assume.
I just now checked that to see if anyone's here. Nobody's here.
They've left. They need to check who was here 5 minutes ago.
No, they usually check in if they're going to show up. Yeah, I've got a little drawing going here. I'm going to dab some watercolor on it. I'm trying too hard. Is my problem is. I better.
I finished my Phantom drawing or story. Sent it off to the publisher. They seemed to like it. Which I didn't charge them anything. I was like, "Here, take it," and they were like, "Thanks." And so I'm kind of in limbo now, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next.
Your Shadow or the Star
the Phantom
Crusher. Okay. Okay.
Star.
The Phantom.
Whatever
that Fletcher Hanks.
The Fletcher Hanks thing hadn't come around yet. So
okay.
That's in limbo also.
Okay.
So I'm kind of trying to hang loose. I need to clean up my studio is what I need to do. But like this week, so Monday I wasn't busy. What did I do Monday? Oh, I finished. I don't know what I did Monday. Tuesday I was on Task Force Geek, and that's a 4-hour podcast, man. That's a commitment.
Oh man.
Yeah, and so.
Wow, you were on for 4 hours straight. Wow.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, I think they want me on next week.
Well, anybody
So I
that's
was looking at my
anybody that
yeah.
can talk would be an asset on something that they try to. I don't know. I guess these guys that I was watching it a little bit of that. What do you call that? The thing with what's his name? The Comicsgate guy. Ethan Van Sciver. His tech is, he's got like 20 people on. And they're watching a movie at the same time. It's like,
Oh
wow,
yeah.
that's pretty impressive. We're not doing that.
No.
We could be. I forget what movie they were watching. They were watching some sort of.
I'm surprised they didn't get busted for copyright.
Well, it may have been public domain. It looked like one of those goofy movies we've all seen at cons or something like that. I forget what it was.
Oh yeah, Day of the Triffids.
Yeah, right. Attack of the Killer Shrews or something like that.
I was watching Attack of the Killer Tomatoes the other night.
Oh my God!
It just came on, or something. Oh, it was, I don't know. Anyway, I turned it on. My wife came in and was like, "What in the world?" And she sat down, and I think she was kind of intrigued by it for a minute, and then she's like, "What am I doing?" and walked off.
Yeah. Yeah, it is one of those things. Like, man, this is so
terrible.
Bad. Yeah, it's like
terrible.
But at the same time, like you say, the first time is you get that.
Well, you kind of watch it, and it's bad, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's that bad.
Well, everybody's having a good time doing it. Obviously,
yeah.
It's a goof.
There's a movie called, I think it's Troll 2. Troll 2.
Yeah, it's one of the.
Have you seen the movie?
I think I did make myself watch that one time. It is kind of interesting. I mean, some of the acting isn't just completely wretched. I mean, they got people selling it, But that one guy's line where he, yeah, go ahead.
Well, there's a documentary called "The Worst Movie Ever Made," and it's about the making of that movie. And I've watched that movie, and that movie is hilarious because they didn't like the crew, the director and the crew didn't speak English. The movie it's called Troll 2, but there's no trolls in the movie. They're goblins, and it's this whole weird vegetarian thing. They're trying to turn people into vegetables so they can eat them or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's this weird, but it was so great because they basically invaded this little town to make a movie, and all the actors are people they recruited
locals
from the town, and locals, non-professionals, and supposed to be the worst movie of all time.
Did they even bother to raid the theater groups for actors? I don't know. That seems like an obvious thing. Well, you put it out an ad.
I don't think
obviously.
So. I think they just put an ad out and people showed up.
Yep.
And
they got cast.
Yeah, you showed up. It's like, hey, if you have working transportation, you could have a spot in our movie. One of those kind of deals.
Well, I may be producing a drawing I don't share tonight. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
I usually always share these things. I'm trying to think of how to draw a 1911 that's obvious for those in the know how it looks once it's fired its last shots. It opens up with a lot of the barrel exposed. So that that you're done. But I don't think I'm handling that very well.
Mine's downstairs. I have a toy.
You have a toy version of the 1911, yeah.
Well, no, it's a 9mm, but it opens like a regular one.
Yeah.
Well,
it's action.
Ish,
Yeah.
The action's the same, but it's downstairs. We had a woodpecker. I was going to peg with it if I could. Never got the chance.
What is it? Shoots a little
and
BB?
and people, yeah, it shoots a little plastic pellet. It's kind of like an airsoft gun, but it's not an airsoft gun. But look at the
Yeah.
city. So I'm looking at this. Look at this city. Look how cool this is.
Oh yeah. That looks just like your art.
This particular
That looks just
does
like
it? This is
something.
George.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think that city looks just exactly like how you do them. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, good. I like this. I like this. Well, what's
Well, that's the
funny
reason you're
is
drawn
this
to it.
is-
You dig it.
Yeah, probably. Well, this is. So I'm looking at this, the essentials for Marvel 2-in-1. So this is like issues 53 to 77, and this is when I was reading Marvel 2-in-1. And I don't know who, but I love. I mean, look at this, man. How cool is that?
Yeah. I assume this is
There's
Byrne.
a panel in here.
Is it Byrne?
This is either George Perez or Gene Day.
Okay.
This is George Perez and Gene Day. So George Perez probably drew it and Gene Day inked it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to just
But there's a
flop
panel.
some watercolor on this.
I love this panel.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because the era. What era is it?
70s.
What,
Late
70s,
70s.
Yeah, late, not
Bronze
early.
Age.
Okay.
Not early. No.
Because it reminds me a little bit of
Yeah,
some
I
of
don't know if-
layout-wise what was going on in underground comics. It's it feels like it's got a little bit of
Oh, really?
some notions about what you might do with an underground comic. I guess not really.
Maybe. I mean, I could. What was the Checkered Demon? I always thought the Checkered Demon looked kind of like this stuff. I don't know who did the Checkered Demon.
Checkered Demon. Who did?
Spain?
Oh, I think yeah, it was it was S. Clay Wilson actually. I think.
Oh, S. Clay Wilson.
Mm-hmm. I think.
I think that.
But you
think
may
the
be
Thing
right.
is a
I'll have
great
to look that up.
character.
Oh yeah, he's
I
one
can't
of the
look
best.
it up because I'm recording them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He has a kind of like an Oscar Madison kind of personality,
Mhm.
just kind of a slub.
Yeah, very early on, that's one of the best things they were doing with that Fantastic Four dynamic was that they were showing them interacting with each other and all that. And they all had their, hot shot and poor Ben Grimm tortured by this and that, but definitely a guy you want on your side, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kind of
And,
the kind of the blue
this-
collar.
And they obviously they captured all of them pretty good, This is kind of fun. We'll see what I get out of this mess.
So what'd you do today? I complained
I
about
did-
my work.
I
What'd you
did,
do today? I know.
I did my thing of the park. That was a very nice walk. It made me realize, this is the time of year that a guy can actually dig. Being in Oklahoma, it was a very pleasant breeze that came from the south instead of some nasty hot wind. It was
Oh, yeah.
very pleasant today. Other than that, I've been working on, and part of the reason I said that about the, if you ever master lists, that makes you a genius if you ever get good at that. I've got a little note to myself to make whatever I do on producing that first video that I'm working on right now, for that new little project of going back in time to my movie going history when I was a kid, whatever I do, make it up, you know, in retrospect, even if I can't methodically do it in list form, the first one, make a list for how I did it so I can check it off as I approach the next ones. It's like you have to do A, B, C, D to get one of these videos done.
Oh yeah.
So that I can do them again. If I want to make these appealing, you have to do that if you want to do YouTube content that catches any traction. It's got to come out like clockwork. Like this is clockwork, what we're doing here on Thursday, but it's just, it's just not a broad enough appeal to even hope for like a big audience. It's just what it is. Is what it is.
Hey, yeah. That may change next week. My comic comes out next week.
Excellent. Wow, that's big news. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's funny is I was on Tax Force Geek Tuesday, and there's been a uptick in traffic to my website since then. I don't know if that's just because.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
No. I mean, all these things.
Hurt, right?
I was always like shocking people a little bit because I would tell people, that they were famous to me because I was aware of their blog. And people were like,
"Oh yeah,"
they weren't aware that people actually read the things. Almost like it's like if someone came up to me and I was famous for doing this content, it'd be like, I don't know, should I call the police? It would be kind of weird to you.
Well, what's funny is I was watching a video the other day about how the internet has changed, and used to everything on the internet was people built a site, and so if you search for, like, say for example the Flaming Lips, you would go to a website either maybe the Flaming Lips had put up, or somebody that was a fan of theirs, a blog or something.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's all geared around, it would be Sony Pictures or whatever their record label is, and then there'd be their official site, but you'd never find. I mean, it's like, what happened to people doing blogs?
I don't know. I was hoping they'd
I
was kind of hoping they'd come back. I thought there was some talk about, hey, blogs are back or something like that. But I still find lots of cool content on blogs. But then you look at the last date it was up. Yeah, exactly. You look at the date it was updated, and it's like 4 years ago, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and I loved blog. I mean, it was just a cool. I would put like movie reviews and stuff. I'd watch a movie, and I'd find clips from YouTube, and I'd put links to them, and I'd put posters, and it was written like a little magazine article.
Sure.
Mine were, and I always thought it was cool, and it's gone.
You know who Hugh Hewitt is, don't you? I don't know if he could ever possibly live down that one of his books he's a right-wing guy that he's smart and everything. He's got his own radio show, and he appears regularly on I think he's on Fox pretty often. But yeah, I think they even drag him in on CNN and stuff as the Republican viewpoint on this and that. But he wrote a book about how to blog, and a how-to on something as simple as blogging. But at the time, you looked at it and it's like, hey, I've got to figure this out. And of course, those early steps on figuring it out, that's what YouTube's all about, is like looking up a decent tutorial on something so you can do it.
Oh yeah, I looked up how to. I got to take my car into the shop for its 60,000 mile whatever, and I didn't want to pay them to put an air filter on it, so I looked up how to do an air filter. I mean,
Sure.
I've done it on old V8 where you unscrew it and take it off, but I haven't done one on a Subaru. You know,
Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want
so
to lose the effectiveness of owning a lawnmower. I need a lawnmower. I can't afford to have somebody cutting it for me. So I dove deep on YouTube tutorials and managed to do about 4 different things that needed a little. Changing the air filter. That was nothing, but I did have to do a little something to the carburetor that I never would have figured out unless I found just the perfect guy to tell me the information I needed. And so that was a big help.
and you found them on YouTube.
Yeah, and I found them all on YouTube, and I've got a lawnmower that's just cranking now. I mean, it's running as good as it's ever run, as far as I can
Well,
tell.
that's good.
But
That's good. I have one that's in mothballs in my, but I don't mow my own yard.
yeah, well, that's the way to do
At
it.
the time,
Yeah, I mean, well, and who needs to get out and have an angina attack mowing their lawn? My dad is
mowing their yard.
his main stroke that happened to him happened while he was pushing a lawnmower around, and probably this was something he was doing at the lake, Texoma. He had a cabin down there, and he always was mowing other people's lawns. They loved him. Well, everybody loved my dad anyway, but it's just something that while he was down there, and a lot of people, Dad lived there, so he'd notice everybody's lawn was getting a little out of control, and he'd get them tidied up a little bit. So when he knew they were visiting, and they'd come out and say, "Hey, look at that! We don't have to mow." I don't know.
I'm sure they appreciated it.
Oh yeah, But if you're having a heat stroke and if you're having a heat stroke and going blind because of it, it's something you probably had second thoughts of later. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful about that. One of my employees got dehydrated yesterday, and his blood pressure jumped way up, and
that
kind of stuff.
Serious business. It runs over you. I turned 69 yesterday. Happy birthday, Ellis. And 69 is one of those ages. And I checked up. I was wondering now what I was thinking it was increments of 4, because I knew there was supposedly it's probably dumb old wives' tale kind of stuff, but I was thinking there was an increment that your body just changes dramatically in increments, of numbers of. But it's what I found was it seemed to be 7. So next year I can count on all my body that I may be pleased with right now. Just dropping off the face of the earth. I may no longer have the same sort of fitness level. 70, hit an even 70 and say, "What happened to you?"
Enough's enough. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that is what happens.
I was looking, Facebook kicks up memories.
Mm-hmm.
Enough of this. Facebook will kick up a memory, and one popped up the other day, and I forget how many years ago it was, but it was when. Do you remember when that Cloud City was downtown? That big installation of mirrors and acrylic and chrome.
Yeah.
It was kind of up by Michelle's work.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Maybe you don't.
I remember it.
Oh yeah, and I saw that and I thought, golly, and it wasn't that long ago. It was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I just thought, God, that seems like it was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, you've had enough happen to you that it's.
But I think. Oh, I tell people in the past 2 years, I think I've aged 10 years. You know, I mean, and I don't think I'm alone in that, by the way. However, as I told my boss the other day, the pandemic was pretty good for me professionally. You know, I got a pretty big promotion during the pandemic. You know,
Yeah, this pandemic.
but it may be
There's so much
the
that
so-called pandemic.
we can always. We'll be resenting this pandemic stuff for quite a while into the future. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Because it was all so
I
totally
think a lot of people
unnecessary.
Well, and totally unnecessary and totally, I think, mishandled. And I'm not gonna. I don't think it was.
Well, it was
You know,
it was something that was seized on as an opportunity to exercise a
a little
roughshod.
bit of control.
Yeah, and the main thing, of course, you just can't go back from it after having experienced it. When you talk about national divorces and how the country
Oh my gosh.
just can't get back together again, it's got to be over this, like Keith Olbermann, ready to come and kick your butt for not getting your shot. It's like,
Yeah, why are you not?
what, shut your mouth, let people do exactly what they want to do. You get your shot and don't worry about
Yeah,
them.
get your shot.
Don't worry about anybody that doesn't care if they die if they get your cold. And leave them alone. Don't try to make some sort of clever notion that without you getting the shot, I'm more in danger. You are not more in danger if I don't get a shot. How do you make that damn leap that people are endangering you by not getting the shot? Especially when early on,
eradicating it.
Yeah, when early on they established that it's not a vaccine because people are catching it right and left that have got the shot.
Oh yeah, and someone at work told me, well, that's not how a vaccine works, and I go, really? Because I haven't had polio, I haven't had the mumps, I haven't had measles, and I've had vaccines for all those. Now, don't get me wrong, I am vaccinated. I know you're not, and I'm not going to get into that, but that was my choice.
Yeah,
maybe for some very specific reasons. I don't fault you for not getting it, and I don't fault anyone for not getting it. You know.
No. I
now,
mean, that was.
If you get sick and die, I will be sad. But
well, that's the deal. That's not. That's yeah.
But I'm not going to say, Ellis, you're going to die if you don't get. I mean,
I will have to get obese and have to develop some other symptoms of some sort of lifestyle bad choices to sicken and die from it. No, I mean it's an ass kicking cold for lots of people. Obviously it does just flat kick your ass with a fever. It's as bad as the flu in a lot of cases, which I had usually.
I didn't realize I had it.
Yeah, you're probably almost immune to it. And
I'm convinced that at this point in time with these variants, I'm convinced I am, because I had it and I didn't really even realize it. And I only got tested because I knew somebody. I was around somebody that had it, and I thought, well, I better get tested. And lo and behold, I had it, and I had a scratchy throat that felt like allergies. I mean, I thought it was just allergies. So then I had it. Well, Michelle never got it when I had it, and then when Michelle got it a few weeks ago, I never got it. So
you didn't get it. Well, that's great.
And I tested multiple times. Nope, I did not get it, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I know people have died from it, and they were in some of them they weren't necessarily in the best of shape. I mean, I didn't know anybody who's in their 20s that died of it, but
Mhm.
but none of them were what I would consider like in danger of dying outside of that. But
Mhm.
you know, but it's interesting. I don't know. I saw a thing on the news the other day, and they said that they're now coming out and saying that children have lost decades. They said decades, which I don't know how this is possible. Decades are decades behind, which because of the COVID lockdowns. And that's what's such a shame about it, is like, man, imagine if you were like imagine being, I always said that, imagine being a high school senior 2020, how bad that would suck,
Yeah, that was
you know?
teacher union stuff. That was that
Oh,
awful
sure, sure, absolutely.
awful woman that heads up a teacher union. She was just, oh man, I really made some bad
Well,
decisions
and
on what I did on that. Oh well. Yeah, I probably won't share this one. It was a
even my doc,
nice try.
even my doctor said, who, well, I talked to my personal physician about this, and his thing was, one, he didn't like, because he's part of a professional organization, and they told him if he didn't encourage his people, his patients, to get the vaccine, he could possibly lose his
Yeah.
professional
Oh
standing
yeah.
in
Oh
this
yeah.
group.
Oh, the
So
arm
he was
twisting that
threatened,
went on,
not unless
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
and then and I don't. That's ridiculous. And he also said his his thing was that, why are we trying to get kids to get it? The vaccine is, we don't know what's going on, and kids that get it weren't even, have never gotten sick. Now
Oh
obviously
yeah.
there's outliers, but during the height of it, the kids that were getting it were not dying of it.
No, the kids are replacing their cells at this crazy deer antler growing rate that is just, forget killing a kid with a cold. You're not going to kill a kid with a cold. And I got this from
Well, I wouldn't say
triple A.
never, but yeah.
Well, just their stupid stats
Oh,
on it.
I
That
got one of those.
ordinary people don't die 99% of the time. How often do you think kids die from it? Yeah.
Hmm.
Weren't you fascinated with the idea that they were concentrating on New York making a comeback, and then when you read the articles, it's like, yeah, if you're a billionaire, New York is hopping. It's
Yeah.
like that's what it seemed to be about. It's like, hey, look at this special place you could be.
Well,
Hey, look at this special place you could be. But I kind of
well,
dug this.
we're not going to New York in October like we normally do.
Have you
Oh,
seen
the
this
Freedom
building with
Tower.
this? Yeah, that thing right there, that thrust that lets you
Oh,
get
the
out
thing
there.
sticking out. Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
what that. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
yeah. It says it's. Let's see what that is.
There's a
That
deal.
the edge.
It's a
It's
restaurant.
new.
It's an expensive
Wow,
restaurant
that'd be
that we can't
slick.
afford.
Yeah, I'm sure I couldn't afford it. So anyway, they got places in New York to be, I guess. And
The
Wim checked in and said hi to us.
Sure.
So he just noticed us, and
Oh, hey, Wim.
well, gosh, I'm so disappointed by my mortality on doing the
Obviously, he hadn't rang
shadow.
the bell for subscribers.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, and
The
you missed my
shadow.
comment about man
So you,
boobs. Don't back it up or anything.
yeah, do not. You'll drop
Don't know.
us
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
hot potato. We were talking about other people, not you.
yeah. Not you.
So do you want to go to OFCON with me on Sunday? I mean,
Uh,
if you want to go, I don't know what it costs. It costs to get in. I don't know what it costs. You'd have to look it up on the
Timbo,
website.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
I think if you want to go, so here's the thing. I can't go Saturday. So I'm going to go to church in the morning, and I'm going to leave I'm going to leave early, and I would probably be at your house around 11:30, and I'm just gonna go and spend a couple hours and then come back home. I'm gonna go look around. I want to get my Shadow book signed because the guy that co-authored it's gonna be there, and I want to
cool.
look and see what David Spurlock has for sale. So
That's interesting because Spurlock's book is allegedly due to arrive on the 20th, which is like next Wednesday or something like that. So yeah, it'd be nice to see if Spurlock's actually got the book there. So yeah, I'll go with you Sunday. You're going to come pick me up?
okay,
Drop in?
I'll come pick you up.
Okay.
I will drop in. So what I'll do is I'll text you the night before or email you the night before, and I'll text you when I leave and kind of give you an ETA.
Okay. Now I might change my mind once I look up, see how much money they want, but we'll see. Yeah. Well, Spurlock and John Woolley.
I'm not going to eat lunch.
You can almost depend on John Woolley being there, seeing as how he's one of the original OFCON guys. That might be fun. Well, we've been at it an hour.
Yeah. How long's it been?
It's an hour and 1 minute. So
nice.
Yeah. I should have just stuck with my usual doodling instead of trying to actually be an illustrator within 30 minutes without any warm-ups. Oh boy.
I did a thing.
Yeah.
Partial thing.
Yeah. Partial thing.
Well, I got started late.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. I'll
okay.
Click the button.